Hi, and thank you for joining me tonight. Just so that you are aware, it is Thursday, October 4th, 2018. And now that we've said that, let's get started, shall we? So we're going to open our share screen so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's a continuation of New Zealand and USD. So NZD and USD. And this trade has been going and going and going since June 25th, I do believe is when I started it. And I started with $280. And over the time, I have won a little bit, but I've also increased my balance, so up to the $900. And as the time progressed during the 24-hour time frame, as well as from month to month, there's a certain fee that this broker charges just to have your trade in over 24 hours and over a month. So our $900 went down with a couple of days and a couple of weeks here, went down to $899.76, and it's going to go down again. Today, in the next half hour or so, that's going to change as well because it's been, once again, over 24 hours. Now, this is a buy. With New Zealand USD, a buy, the lot size is 0.01. And keeping the lot size small eliminates the risk of losing your whole account. And it makes it so that you can stay in a trade longer than a couple of days. I mean, I've been here for a few months, and we're still going strong. Granted, there's some things I need to inform you of. My entry price on this was at 0.68310. My stop loss was at 6,000. It is currently going down to the 4-hour chart up at 7,000. And I'll tell you why here in a moment. So my stop loss is currently at 0.61310. My take profit is also at the 7,000 point. So it is 0.75310. The reason I have my stop loss and my take profit at the same price is 1-to-1 ratio. Making so if there's any drawbacks or resistance or anything to the indicators that you won't see on here, it's eliminates the risk, so it's not so hard. And $70 is nothing when you have over close to $900 in your account. So I've got a long ways to go before I lose the amount. Yesterday, my stop loss and take profit were at 6,000 pips or $60. And the reason I increased it is because as the time progressed, I'm going to go back to the daily chart. As time progressed, the price dropped to negative $35.40. But this morning, that was at $36.80. So it's turning a little bit. But there's no way that I was going to leave it so that it could stomp out. There's no point in it. And if you look left, because you're trading right, you look left, you can follow this trend on the trade and go back to where it was here the last time. And that was in February of 2016, a little over 2 years ago. That you can see the pattern in the day chart time to see exactly what's going on. And I've clicked on here and it closed at 0.64375. And the price is currently at 0.6476. 877. The reason I did the extra amount from 6,000 to 7,000 was to make sure that no matter what happened, it was never going to hit that stop loss. I'm never going to be forced out or stomped out. As a broker, if you're losing too much, takes it in the account and looks at your margin level. And if your margin level falls to 100% or less, they kick you out. They stomp you out. You lose your account with them. I don't want that. I don't want that to take place. So that's why I raised my stop loss to 7,000 pips or $70, as well as my take profit to 7,000 pips or $70. This way, the ratio is 1-to-1 still, and the risk is very minimal for an extended period of time. Now, many people have asked me, so why don't you trade in the smaller time charts? And let me show you why. Going down to the minute time chart, can you tell me what's going on? I've maybe here read the first sentence or two of an excellent story. It's about the same time frame. There's not much you can get out of here. The 5-minute time chart, you can see a little movement, but there's still not much to actually focus on and see where this trade is going to go. Good luck figuring it out. It's a little difficult, especially without indicators. And I'll tell you why on that in a moment. Going into the 15-minute, there's movement, yeah. But once again, I couldn't tell you where this trade's going. It would be like leading the blind leading the blind. Doesn't happen too well, and it's not a good thing. So moving up to the 30-minute time chart, once again, you can see a little more. And there's many people that trade in these smaller time charts. There's nothing wrong with that. However, it's not my comfort level. It's not where I like to be. So I keep moving until I feel comfortable enough to actually look at the trade, the trend it's been doing, the patterns it's been doing, and take out my guesstimate there. Keep in mind, when you trade at your own risk. Only at your own risk. So don't trade your rent if you can't do without it. That's with almost everything. What I have in my balance, I haven't touched at all until I go to pay myself. That's the only way I remove anything. But I put stuff back in shortly thereafter to keep my margin level as high as it is. Going into the hour time chart, you can see a little more. And you can have a guesstimate here. If you want to be out in under an hour, go for it. There's nothing wrong with trading in the smaller time charts if you're comfortable with it. But the risk is higher for these. So keep that in mind. The 4-hour time chart, this is where I was for quite a while. And as you can see where my trade has been, it hasn't done too terribly bad. And it's stayed in a certain range. But it only goes back to November of 2017. And I don't think that's long enough to give me a full picture of what this story is all about. Because every trade, every pair tells you its specific story, its history, what it's planning on doing, where it's planning on going. And you can see on a naked chart, which is what this is. And I'll tell you a little bit more in a moment. So that's why I go to the daytime chart, because I can go clear back to January 15th of 2014, which is quite a while and for quite some time. So I can take a look at the left to trade right and see where I'm at right here is where I was back in February of 2016. And if you can read what the pattern on this trend and trade is doing, you can see that it won't be long when it could go back down to here, but I don't know if it's going to. From what I'm seeing, I'm thinking it's going to go up soon. However, and here's something to remember, it touches the support line, which is what it's created here, 3 times before it turns and goes the other direction or goes through. I don't believe it's going to go through too long or too low because of what I see here, September 4th of 2015. My stop loss is well below the last low on this trade, well below it. So there's not a whole lot of concern with it hitting my stop loss and me stomping out. Now, I said I was going to tell you why I do it, what is called a naked chart. Well, the indicators that are given, that are learned with trading, the more you've traded, the longer you've been in it, how to mark up a chart, how to put in the indicators and the support and demand and all the little instances. Yeah, I know what they mean and I understand what they are at this time of day, but in the morning, I don't even know what my name is, who I am, or where I am. Because while I sleep, I go through grand mal seizures, which is a severe seizure. I do about 10 to 15 every time I sleep, eliminating my memory. So I wake up with nothing, and I have to relearn everything from walking to breathing to what to prepare to comb my hair to all the above. And so by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I have to start to learn the business again, learn how to trade again, all over again, every single day. The indicators seem to be a little overwhelming, so I found a better way that I could still stay in the trade and still trade, and as simple as possible with a naked chart to show people that no matter what your life is throwing at you, no matter what you're being given, it can still be done through determination, consistency, no emotion, and constantly watching, knowing what your one pair is doing for an extended period of time. Having this trade going since June, and we're in October, it's been a while, quite a while. And because of that, I feel that I can see what this trade is going to do by following the trend it's been following, what it's been doing. And that makes it a little more comfortable for me. Many people may or may not be as comfortable with this. That's not an issue, but it's a start. And what I do is I help people start back at the beginning. Because once people learn the beginning, they go through and learn how to trade, they forget where they started many times. So that's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm training people to do this. Now, that I've spoken and said that we've moved our stop loss and our take profit, and the reason why this trade is going to continue. And if it follows the trend that it has been following most of the time I've been in it, we're going to see something before too long. It's either going to finish this little pair right here and go towards the left, or it's going to start here and go up. Either way, it's not going to worry about this stop loss here. I'm not going to have to worry about it. And I set it. I go on with my life. I take a look at it. and I don't have to worry too much about it. I get my 8 to 10 hours of sleep at night and not have to worry about trading because I have a stop loss that it's not going to hurt. When this trade goes into profit, I will actually move my stop loss above my entry price. And it's going to be around 300 to 500 pips above my stop loss. So I will always have the $3 to $5 profit until it either hits my take profit or I decide to get out of it. Either way, this is how I trade, and this is how I keep it simple. And we're going to stop our screen share and see if there are any questions. Yeah, it's good to know what you're doing, to watch and pay attention to your indicators if you can learn them and not lose them every day like I do. If they confuse you, to be able to see the whole story of the trade, a naked chart with no indicators is your best bet. Only if you feel comfortable. Don't do any trading that you're not comfortable with, because no emotion, look left to trade right, consistency, determination, and patience. All 5 of those are needed. You're welcome. No more questions? Okay, going once. Going twice. And gone. Thank you for joining me, and you have a great remainder of your day or night, wherever you might be, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.